Because at the end of the day, this was the tree that he stopped at the most and plug in his wheelchair, walk all the way to this corner entrance. Are you recording right now?
This is the place. YouTube Live, and I can see.
Yeah, this would be the spot.
How many watchers there are?
Would charge his wheelchair. This is the opportunity that Mark Niemczyk.
So what are we looking at here today, Kevin?
Well, if we're gonna reiterate to people what we're doing.
We're on Fremont Street. No, we're not on. We're on
Main Street.
Corner of Main and Ogden, outside of California.
Show a 360 view of where we're at, so they get an idea of the spot.
California Hotel, circa.
So, if we're going live, everybody, here's the deal. I was a victim of Mark Niemczyk during a 3-month period where I was in belief of his lies, his cheating and scamming ways, his whole operation. Now, John, if you actually, real quick, take a picture or show everybody, about a mile or so that way, complex is where Mark Niemczyk and Mike Niemczyk used to live. He would come down this sidewalk when I was in belief of Mark and Mike Niemczyk's lies, okay? And why we're sitting here today is simply because this was the spot that Mark Niemczyk, after his wheelchair started to die, he'd come here and charge his wheelchair. Now, obviously, the plugs are no longer here. They're now capped over.
There used to be electrical outlets for where he would sit and plug in the wheelchair.
Well, Mark Niemczyk's chair was charging, and I was watching it. Mark Niemczyk would get out of his wheelchair. And by all means, no prosthetic, no cane, no nothing. And let's take the people for a little walk real quick. It's right here on the other side of this wall, because we can't really, right now, get a guarantee we can record inside California. On the other side of this wall is equivalent to where the restrooms are that Mark Niemczyk would go.
Go back through it anyway.
But either way.
Technically it's live, but I haven't sent the link to anybody. So you see it's going to stay at 0 because I haven't sent the link.
Either way. So
and I can save it for later.
Out of his wheelchair. Okay, and this is all tying into the Mark Niemczyk to walk segment you did.
Right.
Mark Niemczyk will walk from that tree, leaving everything behind that he needs that we call his props. Okay, the wheelchair of all things, where he says he can't walk.
The hat, the vest,
shows he can't
bucket.
Walk. He'd walk literally all the way to this corner door right here on the corner of Main and Ogden, where this entry to California Casino. He'd walk in here.
Shall we go in?
I don't know if you can record, but just kind of get a glimpse of
how are they going to know? I'll just pretend I'm on my phone.
All right. So he walked. Same doors. He would walk back. Mark Niemczyk would walk all the way back. Right in there watching his wheelchair. As his charger so his stuff don't get stolen.
You mean he would leave the wheelchair empty and then sit inside?
He'd leave all like his signs, his donation bucket, his wheelchair, everything he uses every day to get your attention so you want to donate to him.
Wait, he would be inside walking and he would leave the chair outside?
Outside here as a chargeable. I'm out here with it.
Gotcha.
He'd always respond back here to his normal spot. Again, if you want to show the people, that's where the plugs were. Right here. And we didn't see him. This is the moment that Mark Niemczyk would be back in his wheelchair sitting there. He be showing shit. This was I was belief of Mark Niemczyk's lies that he was a bad, that bad guy, John. The whole 9 yards. These were,
Right.
People, look at it. Take another picture. Like show it there. Even though there's not a lot of people, but people are walking here every day. This is like another.
Did he ever sit there and get donations or
He
scammed?
never got any attention other than thank you. That was it. He didn't receive any donations. It was very, 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 very rare. He would make his money on Fremont, rolling around in his wheelchair, holding a sign, and it's the same sign that or you can see pictures of from me and validate, that's what you walk around with. The dumbass, quote, I was born a dumbass or something like that.
They said that.
The Joe Biden, comedic, anti-Biden side. At the end of the day, this is where Mark Niemczyk would always be. He was out here trying to make the funds. And this is just a video that we're doing right now to show the time of the walk segment that you have. Okay? The segment that you brought up, thanks to the pictures I sent to you, where you saw Mark Niemczyk on the side of his apartment complex.
Right.
With, sitting there, his wheelchair ain't even in sight. If you notice that picture. The wheelchair is not in sight. So he literally walked out here and was antagonizing me on November 12th.
And he would walk for several blocks. He would walk for many blocks without the wheelchair.
He would walk much better than he needs for the wheelchair to be, clearly. The wheelchair, to me, is always going to be a prop because there was a lot of times he showed that there was no need for the wheelchair. I mean, even some RTC security guards have seen Mark Niemczyk and seen the pictures and got more information that we've shown them, right?
Yes.
They've already said, look at his legs. His legs have too much meat on it. A person that can't walk, there's going to be no...
Don't make me think about that.
There's going to be a thinning of the muscle. The legs are not going to look as beefed out like they do. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I do. Don't make me think of that, though.
Yeah, but either way, the bottom line is, I want the public to see that Mark Niemczyk can walk. And this is from my point of view, being on the inside. Okay? Inside of Mark Niemczyk's scheme.
Should we walk
I was his bodyguard for 3 months before the opportunity that people want to see him walk if they passed him already. So if anybody passed him inside California, or he passed you, or you saw him walking before he got in his wheelchair, public, step up and fucking confront his ass. Because right now, he's trying to mess with me, my family, and Jonathan Cates. All Mark Niemczyk want to do is continue brainwashing people, making them believe in the lies that they're going to tell you, so that therefore you be suckered enough to keep them out of trouble.
That's right. But fortunately, he hasn't been seen on Fremont Street.
He hasn't been seen, and I'm wondering if still the $3,000 that he received for a dog that he didn't fully pay off, that he sold, and it's been famous in your videos, thanks to a couple other people.
Apparently banned.
But if there's anything that $3,000 can do, it's one of two things: keep him, out of sight, out of mind for a period of time. And I know that he's still doing the same old fucking habits, using money the wrong way.
It's possible they would blow it all in the slot machines. Or they're doing
what they did in New Jersey. Had a way to leave. And the only way we're gonna find out is within time. But until further notice, like I've told other people, we won't shut up until Mark Niemczyk is shutting up, okay? And I'm not talking about violence, I'm not talking about, we got a judicial system and we got to use it correctly.
Legal means, that's what we've always been about.
The only time we should use our fists, and this is coming from me as a Marine and, and knows what we should do, unless the person intends to kill you, or commit serious bodily harm, then you use your hands for that reason. But in the meantime, because he stole money from people, and this was part of the scheme, because he didn't use the money like it was supposed to be intended for, that most people donate for. If anything, only a quarter of it went to it. A quarter went to what he would use it quickly for. The rest went to the pills.
3/4 went to the pills.
3/4 went to the pills, 1/4 went to exactly what you expected to do with it. He didn't care about anything. Same with his son. On the single factor, they just wanted to get their fix. And whoever else was suckered to side with them, give them their fix too.
We've never really discussed the drugs angle very much. But yeah, like I speculated early on, they're involved in the drug trade. They use the proceeds from the...
Bro, I gotta rip some ass.
They use the proceeds...
I don't think anybody wants to hear me fucking fart. That's why I was trying to step away.
from the. It's a good thing
Hey,
this
wait,
is.
hey, we'll throw this.
It's a good thing this is not live. I don't know, man. I'm just feeling the disgusting story. Demoralized and
Let me speak to the public real fast.
disgusted by the whole.
The whole reason that we're making this video, this live footage for y'all, is simply because people are coming at John, saying that, oh, he's an old guy in a wheelchair. Why are you picking on him? Why
It's
are you
always
harassing
been the
him?
thing.
Ladies and gentlemen,
He's in a wheelchair.
he's in a wheelchair only because that's his prop. He's getting suckers that want to defend him, seeing the stuff that he's seen in John. You know, because
Nothing is as it
because
seems.
that's part of John. That's part of Mark Niemczyk's plan. Mark Niemczyk's plan is to sucker you to pay him for his needs, which none of you all should be approving of.
And they use the money for their pill habit,
Their addiction.
which is pretty shocking, and which nobody who probably gives them any money would expect. But let's talk about it for a second while we're here. We talked about what was their main drug of choice? Would you say Percocet?
Percocet, Xanax, and morphine. All pill forms.
That's what I mean by it's just a
besides-
dirty,
besides,
disgusting,
Let me tell you
disheartening.
guys all this. There's really not a really good evidence that I have that proves it. But an August 20th text from Mike Niemczyk. This was still during the period of time I was phasing out of the ship with Mark, okay? And there was an incident where his then ex-girlfriend, needed her fixed. And I'm still firm that Mike Niemczyk got her hooked up. And long story short, there was a little bit of dispute. Nobody got their pills to stay or whatever it is. But the text message I got on August 20th, and if I have to, I'll give it to Kate's for him to post that text.
It's something.
The fact that he's throwing it out there, what, do you want me to go raid a pharmacy? And that's part of the text that everybody should clear up between me and John.
It's
What
something.
should I do? Raid a pharmacy? It's the only best clue I have. Because after a while, there was no more real incriminating text from Mike.
It's better than nothing, but it's not a whole.
It's a text message where he was even dumb enough to mention a couple of his dealers.
Where should we go?
So if we have to, everybody, I'm going to give you that text that hopefully ties in to other people that know Mike and can affirm, that sounds like Mike. Because Mike was never a smart person in the first place. Very
That's-
aggressive, yes.
that's what
Smart,
I've heard.
Hell no. Mark and Mike are two peas in a pod of dumbasses.
That's definitely what I've heard from people who knew them over 20 years ago, back in New Jersey. Mike is definitely not, well,
He's not the brightest of the bunch.
let's just say it's kind of ironic that they called you that hateful name we saw in that video where they were hitting you. Because, they're definitely not that smart. And yet, they managed to
Still get money.
Apparently, they're smart enough to be very successful on the streets out here, making
Right now,
money.
Mark Niemczyk and Mike
Scamming.
Niemczyk, Mark and Mike Niemczyk have not been on Fremont since the last date we know of is around September. Is that right? Yeah, they've been
15th of here or strip?
They haven't been on the strip. They've been on the strip, but they haven't been here in Fremont.
Oh yeah,
since like
September. Because the first
We
time.
believe firmly is because what we were hearing on Fremont that people were starting to catch on. People were starting to catch on what Mark was doing.
And
This is a typical tactic of Mark and Mike. Once they know they get a little too hot for them, they tend to suddenly find a new spot to be at.
we've got the information that he is in fact banned from Fremont Street.
But the activity thanks to us that we brought forth that need to be seen because Mark Niemczyk doesn't know any discipline, nor does his son.
Whether or not that ban is official from Fremont Street Security or the police, or whether it's kind of unofficial from performers.
Let's just put it this way: we got other guys out there that it's worse and feels sick and Niemczyk's ways. And at the end of the day, those eyes are watching. Do we get information every day? No. But let me tell you this: those eyes, when they see Mike and Mark, they let us know.
Here we are coming up to Fremont Street.
So again, we ain't gonna shut up until they shut up. And the only way it's gonna work is if they stop what they're doing and stand under the radar, or they disappear. What I mean by disappear is they're just gonna leave that out with Vegas altogether and just the same way they left on New Jersey.
Where will they show up next? Where would they resurface next? That is the question.
We still have ideas that we execute. Developing. That takes time. That takes time. You know what I'm saying? Longer than like it works.
Well, we're coming up to Fremont where people won't be able to hear us for much longer.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's here, but if they stop, we stop. It's about like how it works. Because how the hell do we even have more to give you guys? So, they get wind of this clip. They heard what I said correctly. Who stop, we stop.
And hopefully they'll get justice and we'll be able to tell the whole story through getting all the information. What should we do now? Let's walk on to Fremont. You won't be able to hear us. Might as well keep the live going, or live. Technically live, not at the time. But we'll do it. I wish to God I'd brought my thing with a pocket, but I'll keep it like this. Because it's not like shaking as we're walking, and it's not really live. I'm just a guy holding the phone. Who's recording? I don't know how they can tell. It's not live. Even if it was live, why would they give a shit? Probably, people are all the time recording in the casinos. They can't possibly be on top of that. Probably the woman we were talking about before. She didn't could do that too, and I want to see who's working. Because I'd like to say hello to somebody I knew. But I mean, if she didn't get back to me on Facebook, there must be. I mean, she didn't get back to me, but she didn't say much. Wait a minute. Remind me what was 11-2. Oh, the interview. Yeah.
It would be a good idea to show.
You know what would be cool? You take the phone and you walk into the cosmetics aisle and you say like, this is the spot. This is the spot where you saw in April where the confrontation.
Mark would call it his office. Mark
You called the Walgreens his office?
called the cosmetic area his office. Like, you know what activity?
What would he do there?
He would organize
Shoplift?
No, that's where he organized his funds that he received under his scale.
He would stay in the cosmetics aisle?
He would take the money out of the bucket, see how much he has, and pretty much buy things with, both the thumb and bucket shit at the same time.
That's interesting. Well, maybe we should talk about, this is the spot, July 29th spot. I don't know. Should we? This would be useful maybe if we can cut and put it into the video about July 29th. I was standing right here.
It looked like, no, you were standing over here.
In that video, you can't see, me.
By a tree. It's nice and quiet over here. This was up that tree I remember in the video.
That's right,
You were standing right here.
That's right. That is the tree. Actually, it must have been the one in front. I was standing right here, and I was leaning against this tree, as I recall.
So I think you had, when the camera said you didn't see, that nobody would see, and I have luckily snapshots of, so you saw some of the members come over on this side, but you had the cops come over here.
I was facing them here. I noticed some coming around this corner. And then there was like some coming from behind me at the same time, and they weren't with that group.
They could have came from over here.
And I saw across this. They were the ones you could see on the camera.
Yeah, I'm going this up.
And then there were more coming way this way. That's where the security guards were. That's why you couldn't see them.
Because the angle of view was limited to your phone on the camera phone.
I wish to God I'd had it, widescreen. I just could have turned it over.
Yeah, this was the spot at 7:29 when the shit happened like it did.
I think we should shoot here. If I can get prepared, I might be able to.
Just be careful when you got the police here on shit.
Well, it's perfect because that's how it looked back on the
Careful
day.
what I was told by the marshals. But yeah, this was your exact spot where at the end of the almost 2.5 hours you were live.
Yeah.
That's where it ended.
You want to do it? Just point it at me, and I'll talk. I'm going to lean against the tree.
live.
Okay.
Sorry about that, everybody. I accidentally, he's got a sensitive button on his phone.
Can you get a little closer so you can hear me, maybe? And then, like, in the middle of my, like, when I'm done talking, I'll just give like a 1 or 2 minute explanation, okay? And then you back up and you can show the 360, and be sure to get the police car, and yeah, okay? Here we go. So, on July 29th, I was doing a TikTok live up and down Fremont Street for a bit. And I took a pause right here just to hang out for a minute and then show the street.
It was when the cops approached you
I noticed,
and cut off your live feed.
I noticed that right over there where you see that police car, there were 2 of them, as you can see in the video. I think there were 2.
I believe there might have been 3.
I can edit it in later. One more time. All right, so on July 29th, I was doing move your hand away from the microphone, kind of hold it like, because this is the microphone, so make sure you move you're blocking the microphone so my voice isn't gonna hit it.
Oh, yeah. Just record your face shot then.
Hold it like this, so
record your face shot. Now I did the 360 view. You can splice it in.
Yeah. But see, hold it like this, so my voice can hit the.
But then that's when you have to send the button. So just hold on your phone at this point.
You can't hold it without hitting the power button. Your hand is still gonna hit the sound. I mean.
That's why I don't need there.
Try to take 2 fingers, maybe. Okay. So on July 29th, I was doing a TikTok live for a couple hours, just walking around Fremont Street. Your hand's blocking it again.
Your camera keeps focusing. The camera keeps focusing the way I was holding it. I got big hands, bro. So you might as well just do a front camera shot.
Just do it like this. So you got to do it like that.
It keeps focusing. So just do your front.
You see how I'm holding it? Just like that. It's easy.
Yeah, but either way, it's not working with me because I got big, bulky hands.
Maybe try like this. I mean, as long as you don't touch the bottom. Yeah, there you go. Okay,
good.
On July 29th, after midnight, I was doing a TikTok live here on Fremont Street for a couple hours, and I came right here to this palm tree, and I leaned against it just like this, and just to take a breather, and looking around, and I was pointing the camera that direction, and I noticed, I believe there were 2 the 360 we can splice in later, but let's get like a long shot of me. Just hold it like that. On July 29th, 2023, one more time. So yeah, okay, here we go. How do I look? On July 29th, 2023, I was doing TikTok live here on Fremont Street. A little after midnight, and just walking around, showing people the sights, and I took a stop to take a little rest here, leaned against this palm tree. I was holding my phone like this. We'll show you a 360 in a minute. But to my right there were 2 police cars, and I noticed that the police were kind of looking at me with quite a bit of attention, even though I wasn't pointing the phone at them, and I turned the phone toward them for a minute, just because, without really thinking, because I was looking at them and they were looking at me. And all of a sudden, like you see in that video, they start coming at me. What you can't see in that video is that there were more coming from this direction, right across that crosswalk there, and they weren't in the shot. With them were two security guards, Arcadia security guards, pointing me out. They had worked in that Walgreens, a couple blocks that way, that I'll show you later. And they knew me, and they were friendly with Mark Niemczyk, and quite hostile to me. And anyway, what you couldn't see is the other police, like I said, coming across the crosswalk, and then more coming from this direction. If you look that way, turn around, if you look that way. And there were more coming from my left that you couldn't see. And as I remember, there was one coming directly behind me. It was all very sudden and surprising. I was basically swarmed, like I said, by about 8 to 10. And they put me in handcuffs. I was perfectly calm and polite. I had no idea what was going on. I assumed it was some sort of mistaken identity. And we sat right here in front of another police car for about 10 minutes. And they began to question me about did I have a gun, or if this is the TikTok version, did I have a how do you say it? G-U-N. Was I in the Walgreens or around the Walgreens? Did I have a gun? It was all very strange, and of course I told the truth, which is that no, I didn't have a gun. Why would I have a gun? I was not carrying the Mark Niemczyk sign at the time, and I was just in normal street clothes. Yeah. And we come to find out later, the reason, which I did not know at the time, was that police had received a call relayed to them from an Arcadia security guard, CJ. How the other Arcadia security guard, those two, became involved and got to be leading the police toward me and pointing me out is yet to be established. But that's what happened in this very spot. And maybe we could show you a 360. So now, so
on your phone. I know.
Am I in the shot? Am I in the shot?
I got carpal tunnel.
I got you. Just look at the screen and tell me if I'm in the shot. Am I in the shot?
No. You got it facing me. The front camera works.
Oh, well, I guess I can do it like this.
I gained so much that I got some balls in my
So, yeah. And today's date, what's today's date? 13th. And so, what's the date there?
7/29.
So, today, January 13th, 2023. So today, January 14th, 2023, that 5.5 months later, I'm getting close to the truth. Getting closer to figuring out exactly what happened. that night. But whatever it wasn't good. And Mike Niemczyk was behind it, and it was a form of retaliation for my efforts to expose Mark Niemczyk. That's what the evidence shows. That's what I intend to prove. That's what I intend to get. That's what the evidence shows. That's what the evidence shows, and I'm going to keep getting more and more. That's what the evidence shows, and I'm going to keep digging for more, and I'm not going to stop until I get justice. And we all know what happened that night.
I don't know. You got a lot of editing to do. You don't waste about 12 hours on this shit.
Where that police car is right now behind me is where two police cars are. Is where a police car was, as you can see in that video. Now it's 5.5 months later, and I'm still digging for the truth and getting closer to it. I guess I could have done the, facing me shot the entire time instead of hanging you holding.
So tomorrow when I'm at previous my media set, so it's easy for you to hold on to it.
Might be.
A media setup where it's got the light, it's got the fucking microphone, it's got stand.
That's the tree I was leaning against on the night of the 29th when the police came from exactly where you see that police car, the same as in the video. That is the crosswalk where they were coming across just like this at an angle, just like that. I guess about 4 or 5 police officers being led by the 2 Arcadia security guards who were pointing me out. And where we're walking is kind of in reverse of where they were coming from. And again, there's that tree. Hey, it's not perfect. Something here on Fremont. I'm facing that way. Like, we're here walking around. No sign of Mark Niemczyk, obviously. Here we are on Fremont Street, January 14th. Anything depressed, man. My heart's just not in it tonight. So you don't want to have a beer. You don't want to. You don't want to visit with anything.
And my wife did tell me that she was right singing. I say, yeah, we're gonna have. Let's just walk a little bit, and then I gotta split up.
That's fine.
I'm not gonna oversleep.
Well, I got 4 hours of sleep myself from 10 to 2, so it's okay. I was up all night doing it. The time just went by and I didn't even notice the sun came up. After that fucking conversation with Jesus, I kept doing other stuff and my head was just spinning. Well, he's not going to give me a beer. I guess I'll get one here. You know, Kevin, it's funny how the world can be totally different through different people's eyes. Wait.
You're gonna get any answers from all
That's
this.
Dakota, man.
Huh?
That's Dakota. He was one of the security guards leading them too.
I know.
Let's go talk to him.
My wife just texted me.
What am I gonna say?
Now, here's what's weird.
That's it. Dude, let's fucking do it. Guy on the bike.
He
changed his jabs.
My wife didn't have a crisis that I do.
No, just you don't have to say anything. You know, you can walk the other direction.
To go.
I know, but you're going that way anyway, right? So it's just gonna take a minute.
Your minute is like 2 minutes.
It's just gonna take a minute, man. I promise. Hang on. Dude, I can't miss this chance. I need to talk to him.
You can talk to him on your own. I gotta go.
I know, but it's just gonna take 1 minute, please. Just hang around. I'll talk to you later.
That's good.
Don't leave me hanging at this crucial moment. I want to talk to you about it after. It's not here. Look kind of like He looks similar, but that's not him. Here we go. I'm not sure about that I wonder if they're replacing. Definitely wasn't him. Damn, I wasn't saying. Because the other funny thing is that at the beginning, he was one of the first people I told. I believe it was, it was the day right after. And he was supportive. He was shocked by it. He was angry. Like Mark Niemczyk. No, but then his tune changed completely. And over the next few days, he was like less and less attention. And then he said something like well, if you didn't serve, like you shouldn't be doing this. And I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean? But he wouldn't answer. Somebody else also said that online, and I thought, is that his burner account or anonymous account? And it's what fucking Jesus said in that chat. Right. And I told him, well, I disagree. As a matter of fact, I would say that because I didn't serve, it's more of my responsibility to stick up for veterans, because they have already done their, part in a way. And so the least I can do as a civilian is to call out stolen valor. Why can only veterans call out stolen valor? What do you think about that?
No, veterans don't need to be the ones called stolen valor.
I think every American should, civilians and the military together.
I would say exactly that's what it should be.
Why would anybody say that? I don't understand. Unless they were brainwashed and they were just trying to make They were trying to back me off somehow.